Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Montagne est à Moumouni, on s'abat bien pour moi, il pleut. Mais là, l'aucun yo. Quand on soit du roi, allez, envoyez, attire le roi, et là-haut, Abela l'aucun yo, ni vito jogbaï, ni vito nomba, Martis mon yo. Manager Gigi, moi je t'ai jamais forcé. Si tu connais, tu connais. L'animateur Choco, Nosca, Yacine de Toyebi. L'homme a tout fait pour Mivito. Aniché les deux.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people. Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country.
Good evening, folks. Samson told La Pub Radio. I want to thank all of you again for tuning in. Please continue to, audible. Continue to share this video for us as much as possible. We here again this evening to have conversation with you, our brothers and sisters. But share this video for us as much as possible so that we'll be able to have other people joining us and have a conversation as well. So this is very important that we have you share this video because whatever it is we do here, we want as many people as possible to be able to be part of this conversation tonight. And safety. Lord Jesus, we want to ask you again for your blessing. We want to ask you to continue to guide us. We want to ask you for the blessing of everyone. Specifically, we ask that you bless the Republic of Liberia, that you bless the people of the Republic of Liberia, that you bless the President of the Republic of Liberia. whatever he touches, my Lord, that is he's become fruitful in that, because he's doing it in the interest of the Liberian people. Whatever he touches, bless him. We ask that you give him long life. We ask that you continue to guide his hand whenever he goes, whatever place he goes, in the interest of the Liberian people. Open his way, give him wisdom. Let him be people to listen to him. Let him do what he have to do, and in the interest of the Liberian people. We ask you, my Lord, that you continue to bless him, give him wisdom. Long life we ask for him. He's our president. He's our father. My Lord, we again tonight, we say we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, I've already been joined by Jerry here. So let's bring Jerry in, who's been very patient and staying there. Jerry, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. How you doing?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So tonight, I really don't have much to about that. I'm going to do my best, but if you guys feel like we need to discuss it, that's fine. But I'm not going to make it my topic, top topic here tonight. The Fulanti Kofa issue. If that's what on your plate, we can discuss it. But I'm not quite ready to discuss that. The reason here, I feel that these are people that were elected. Mr. So, Tommy So, my brother, good evening to you as well. This is the best of all of our brothers we have. He's the best. The other man we have, Ryan, he want to beat me, all that no, that one the part, that ain't the best brother. But this is our brother, and we love him. Tommy, good evening to you as well. Thank you for joining us. So I hope you don't show up, because he been threatening me all day. He want to beat me still. That was Jerry. I'm not coming over there to Rhode Island, because if I can't, unless
we'll protect you. We'll protect you.
Okay, unless you can provide the same kind of protection you provide for the president, I would do that.
Exactly. We'll give you that kind of protection. You'll be protected.
So anyway, thank you. So again, folks, like I said, Flanti Kofa on a very serious Flanti Kofa issue. I really don't care to go into it, because I truly believe that these people need to come to their senses. They were elected to do things for our country, to come and then display the kind of character they have. It's just, for me, it's just something that I really don't care to discuss. But if the group wants to discuss it, I will be happy to do that. Sissy Goya, if you care to join us, we'll appreciate it as well. Thank you. Jerry, let's look into your plate this afternoon. So please, what's on your plate?
Well, I sent an article today, which was very interesting in Liberia. I wrote an article called Deviance in Policing in Liberia. And it was, I've been contacted so many times today. People were questioning, the article. Not questioning, they appreciate the article. So I think I sent it in the chat room. If it's not there, right now I come and send it there. People think, I think I sent it there today.
Yeah, so something like that.
Okay, yes. But here's the thing. I will come to the House of Representatives issue today. It is in the interest of our national security and some who have the opportunity to work abroad and home. It is important because, look at the house you're sleeping in tonight. You ain't got no window bars. Your car will sleep in your yard, or if you get a garage, that's fine. It will not be breaking into. And you can go to bed and sound sleep. So what is our issue in our country? And the thing there is, Mr. To, our top brass police, it is time for us to do the investigation. We got to do an internal investigation. Because some of the things that we are hearing, it's not pleasant. It is not pleasant. And I hope they will do a thorough investigation. It's not just that one case, it's an isolated case in Tingo Village. But it's an ongoing. It's been boiling. It just suffered. So I just want to say that. But that is fascinating. What happened in Liberia? It had never happened in our country. It's the first time. You know where it leading to? It's almost like a coup d'etat. It failed. And it's also high criminal case, organized crime, extracting money from people. It's very unprecedented. That these are the first government, the House of Representatives is the first government. Now these are the same people who can call the police, the NSA, the public works, and things for them to go testify. Look at the behavior. So what would you tell them if you call the director of public works to come and testify, or the minister of public works to come and testify? What is your credibility? You call the director of water and so as they can't testify because we are not getting this. You call the minister of commerce and say, yeah, you misappropriate money, or the Liberian Revenue Authority, ARA, or the LTA. So all these things have implication of our country. For the time I've been knowing myself, I've been knowing myself to say what happened in the House of Representatives today. It's disgraceful. It's very untasteful. There's no other adjective I can find to describe this thing. But you cannot blame them as well. Two things come into my mind. It's poverty and ignorance. Yes, it's poverty. Because during election, people getting back arrest, they get them $50.
Jerry, hold on to your Dr. Malley, if you're listening and you have the opportunity, please join us as well. Go ahead, Jerry.
Poverty and ignorance. Because these people, they buy their votes. So they didn't count you. I don't know what I can use the word on the air. They treat you like a prostitute. No. They use you like a trash. So they get
I don't want that. I don't want that CEO to get hold of this kind of thing because he will play, he will copy and play on air.
No, but no, I'm not using any kind of profile. I'm not using any kind of. Okay, they use the ATM.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that part. I like that.
All right. They use it like an ATM. When they need you, they go, they put the money in. They come and get it out. That's what they do. Because they buy a phone, so they didn't value you.
Yeah.
Because the man spent maybe $10,000 or $50,000 or $100,000. What do you think he's going to do? Look what happened in that place today. Live TV. These people should be in jail. Some of them should be arrested. That is a crime. That's a felony. Bribery. Extortion. Try to convert as a maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah. In our state, in the capital, broad day, even if you don't want to elect the representative, I don't know more about him. I don't know more about the speaker. But the idea, if you don't elect him, there's a process. You don't have the nuclear violence to overthrow a sitting or speaker. There's a process. That's why you are elected. You got your own rules. You got your own government.
Right.
You got your own government. You don't have to go that route. That's very, very, very low. I have made it on issue. We need to bring the National Bureau of Investigation that will be able to, the police fire. Don't forget about that. You can refer the case to the police because they didn't say the lack of credibility already. Look at what happened 2 days ago. Then you go tell the police people can't investigate. It's a joke. So we need to bring the FBI back that will be responsible. In fact, the NSA have already been compromised. They don't give for any intelligence anymore. Even though they are not investigators, they get intelligence. So I will rest from case. I got more to talk about. I'm downhearted. I'm frustrated.
So
people are suffering in that country. They play with $25,000 individually just to overthrow a sitting speaker. That's unbelievable. But anyway, go ahead, sir.
So today on LBS, I went late, but there was a young man, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Tapler, who was the spokesperson for the Liberian AFL, eloquently. I mean, you can just like you take Sissy and you're making the spokesperson for the AFL. I mean, he explained well in details and everything. I mean, I'm so proud for him to do those. I was so proud to be a Liberian again tonight, to be honest. And what I asked him was, if you guys can do this thing here, no yobo on your side because of the discipline level you guys have instilled in your troop. If you guys can come and just lecture the police how to have those kinds of discipline in your organization, it will be helpful. That way, you don't have to go out of the country, hire expertise, expect to come to Liberia to lecture, what have you. But I was so they're getting ready to do a massive training in Liberia, and he was there to announce to the public that there will be a massive training, and you will be hearing some sound, gunshot, what have you. Don't be alarmed. And that but I was saying to myself, you know how many people run away? You know how many people he got to, before they go and do that exercise, they have to continuously be on air. Because if not, market women will start a boom, boom, market women will leave your market ground and run. So they're gonna have to be very careful. But then the question also is, why can't they even take it out of out of Monrovia area and take it way somewhere else where let me bring in Sissy here, where people will not even run away. But the young man, um, Lieutenant Colonel, he couldn't. Most likely, maybe about 60 age, or maybe 60. But I mean, the kid, I mean, not kid, the young man. If you were to listen to him explaining the policy of the, I can't hear you. Oh, okay, he muted. The, if you were to listen to him, you will really feel proud to have those people in army in Liberia. It was unique today. But I was going to ask Sissy what's on his plate. But
Well,
let's go ahead, Jay. Go ahead,
let
Jay.
me let me go further. You see, it's not a training; it's the execution. I hope you can take out my article that I wrote today. It's the ethics that involved as a leader. It's your responsibility. You as a supervisor on your job. It's trickle down. Mr. To, it's trickle
Yeah.
down. We can train these people all the time if we don't have system in place. We can train these people from I don't know, for 50 years, 200 years, if there's no system in place. And the second thing, there's no follow-up. Okay? There's no follow-up. And the third thing I'm going to do is culture involved. It's subculture. Okay? When you have subculture, you have issues. But the subculture is, you ever say we are friends for that reason, we in a subculture, so for that reason, I cannot discipline you. And these are the things, it's not about the
Keep,
training.
keep talking, Jerry. I'm trying to test something here. Just keep talking. Go ahead.
Okay? I am, if you can, let's look at the police, what happening 2 days or 4 days ago. The high-ranking people. What happened? Because they are in the same cahoots with the patrolman. You will take a suspended individual and go on an operation with him. How do that person get in touch with you?
Yeah.
You are, how you call it, commissioner. Okay? In fact, if you're going to do a
Listen, when
raid,
you're ready, just put your thumb up and I will, okay.
If you're going to do a raid on a house, there should be a layout. What is the execution? What is the exit strategy? How it will be executed? You got to take into life and property involved. There are other people in that facility. Who you think?
But Jerry, let me hold you there a minute before I go to Sissy. I hope you're not suggesting that you do not have within the rank and file of the police, including their leadership and everything, that you do not have people with that type of experience that you're narrating here tonight. Is that what the problem is?
Well, if they have it, then it should have been executed. Okay.
So you're under the impression that these people do not have that level of experience or level
No,
of
no,
understanding.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm not judging about the experience or education. It's execution. How you're going to execute?
So
Because
so so
you,
so
you
you do believe that they do have the ability to carry on the kinds of things that you're saying, except they are not executing it properly. Is that what you suggest?
there's a challenge. There's a challenge you have, especially you have a hotel where there are other people in life involved. I don't know the occupant of the hotel, how many people that are in that hotel. So if you go into that hotel, there should be an exit strategy. If you go into that hotel, what's going to happen? How other occupants are in that hotel? What's going to happen? Do we know how many persons in that hotel? What are some of the responses going to be? So you kind of take all that thing into consideration before you go into raid the house or the hotel. You're not just going to go there and say, okay, this is it. Or if you're going to do such execution, you have to have a standby. If something happens, suppose we go there with me resisting. The people who you're going to, you don't know them. You now have an intelligence on them to say, okay, these people, whether they are armed, they're not armed, who are they? All the things you have to take into safety come first. Anything we do, safety come first. Like you just articulated, the gentleman from the armed forces that are letting the people that so time will be doing live fire drill, and there will be restriction in that area. You know, there will be a restriction, either air restriction or land restriction. That certain miles people are not going to be around that area. Or you see, so all the things that's safety. So you're not just going to say, we're going to arrest people, but there are other people lives involved in our hotel.
Okay. Let me hold you. Thank you. Thank you. Sissy, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
We'll come to the House of Representatives issue.
Yeah.
I just want to bring that in.
As I was saying here earlier, I know you part. As soon as somebody say, "Oh, Sissy doing good," then you rather be embarrassed now. So please don't be. I'm not trying to bother you. I'm just saying the young man that was on ELBC this evening, the way he explained, the way he articulated the issues, it just reminded me much about you. And it just to show that there are Liberians, young Liberians, that are professionals and carrying out duty at the utmost of whatever ability they have. And I couldn't even ask question. I wanted to ask question about what do you guys do with the former child soldier, but the way he I was so proud. I was so proud today. All I did was just tell them thank you. But one thing I said to them, and you were laughing, I said, "Yo, please stay out of politics. Whatever you're doing, stay out of politics." But thank you for joining us. I hope Dr. Malice and Terry and you know who will join us later. But Sissy, what's on your plate this evening? Thank you for joining us.
I followed our interview today.
Somebody joining, somebody listening in. Let me quickly recognize. Hey, my man, I want to see you, man. Don't come right now. He coming again. Praise and Worship Club.
And they wouldn't like a fire co-host on
live TV. But Mr. Amos George is watching us. Mr. George, I'm just by you watching, I'm happy that you're watching. On behalf of the crew here tonight and myself, I say thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. You know our hands are in together praying every day, so you know where we stand. But welcome and thank you for joining us. Sissy, go ahead. Don't listen to him.
Shout out to my pops. Pops, I hope you're doing much better.
Yeah.
There are two people on this platform that take me to be their son out of nowhere. There's Mr. To and Pa Josh. So he always checks on me, which is very funny.
Right.
That he will always check in on me. I'm like, Pop, I'm checking on you for your health. But he will always like send me messages, man, I'm here for you know what. So Pops, I'm happy to see you that you're watching. Having said that, I did watch that interview today. My allergies were bad. Were like really, you can still tell from my voice, like it was really bad. So I couldn't come on the show. But I watched him and I was mesmerized by that gentleman's ability to be very sequential and very concrete in the way he laid out his argument and in the way he articulated the issues. I was sitting in cold bomb was coming. I'm like, yes,
Yes.
these are the kind of people you need to be able to talk about issues. And he understood the issues. The same, he's not one of those spokespeople who just talks to one person. He seems to have a serious understanding of the operations of the armed forces of Liberia. So that was a very good thing. But having said that, I was mesmerized today and captivated by the many videos coming from the Liberian capital today. But I think we can talk about that. I just want to put something in the space. Mr. Balcon says a lot of things which make a lot of sense, and that's his expertise in policing. I always use to him. One of the things that we uncover that's coming out now, Mr. Balcon, is that this, in fact, was not even an appropriate arrest. That they didn't have any warrant according to Patrick Sulu. This was just a snake patrol. 3 men walking around, and the guys are gonna party into and one go either on the ma. Some kind of way. So it's Patrick Sulu said they didn't have.
You mean Gregory Coma?
Gregory, not Patrick, but Gregory said they didn't have probable cause. They didn't have an arrest warrant. They had nothing, no cost whatsoever. So hence the reason they didn't carry out all of those strategies. You talk about having a backup if you go on a raid. 3 men and that guys are gonna say they're gonna snip patrol and gotta put a susu money that way. So I know the men are with me, like brother get tired. I like to be general. But having said that though, Liberia, democracy is messy. Anywhere, democracy is messy. Even in the United States, has been experimenting with this idea, this form of government for over 200 years. You still find some messiness around it. But for some reason, we tend to take it a little bit too far. Like Liberians, we take things and we make it ours, and when we make it ours, sometimes it's a little bit too salty for me today. I've been following a lot of talk shows, a lot of accusations and counter accusations, and I keep asking people, what is the evidence? And for me, that's where my brain is struggling, because everybody's talking about a petition to remove the speaker, but the petition was being read from phones, and then somebody published a petition, but there's no signature attached. So how do we verify, even if you go to court right now, how do you verify that those people signed the petition when there are no signatures affixed to the petition? And the part I'm struggling for anybody to explain to me is that you can have a petition to have a vote of no confidence, but you have not had a vote. You only petition to have the vote. So the whole thing is just messy, liberal. I don't know. I'm trying to get somebody to help me out, make some sense out of this. I have never been this confused before about logic. People are accusing the Unity Party, their government, of trying to remove Fonati Kofa and replace it with Huntaba Fala. Then Representative Safoko, I think that's district number 9, and Color Green, Representative Flomo, also from CDC, along with Marvin Cole from CDC, threatening to beat up Thomas Fala from CDC. then the chief Reverend Dr. Fokeklon comes out with this long write-up accusing the Unity Party government trying to institute a one-party state, and that he's calling on his people, his legislators, to not vote to remove Fonati Kofa. Immediately thereafter, Thomas Fala is seen with the chairman of the CDC. Right after he was wanting to take the key to enter into a chamber that Marvin Cole said is going to be for entering. So this whole thing is CDC, not CDC, and the president accusing, the former president accusing the current president, and then and Marvin Cole and other people saying money came from here and there. Some people say it came from water and sewer, but it ain't come from water and sewer, and it was in somebody's car. The whole thing is just messy. So I'm really trying to figure, I think tonight we'll get some calls in, and maybe some of our viewers can really educate us, because I am lost on this whole thing.
And that's why I stated earlier, Sissy, that I really don't even care to discuss it, because the president have with him on this trip the Speaker of the Republic of Liberia in a foreign land, and the
He is frozen.
I like it happen when you buy Chinese phone.
yeah, well, I was frozen for a long time, or just a few seconds.
When you talk about the president being a foreign land with the speaker.
Okay. So when the president, who we all believe, when he go to these foreign land to be a beggar, people believe in him, and because of that, they give him stuff. Why would the president of the Republic of Liberia take a speaker with him in a foreign land and instruct his people to say, I want the speaker who is with me, making my trip more credible in the eyes of the international partners? But while we here, you're going to dig behind, you're going to take him over, you're going to overthrow him. You think this president will do those kinds of stuff? So I thought by that kinds of statement coming from former President, we are attributing to former President. I thought it just to show if that's true statement, then it just to show his level of understanding, and even making himself to understand reality. Because I was on the same platform, I argued that if Franti Kofa was elected, that in fact he will help. He will work, not help, but will work with the president when it's necessary. And he has done that. He will go against the government when it's necessary in his interest of the CDC, and he has done that. So the argument for me was that the president will come out and make that kind of statement that he doesn't understand governing, and this is one of the reasons you should now know why he failed miserably. Because he and his people are unable to actually put something together. You know you want Franti Kofa. Just say CDC. You as a standard bearer, I am ordering you guys to stand down. Finish. Nothing else. Let me bring Dr. I don't see. Okay, yeah. Oh. Flag there. Here you come. Yeah. Good evening. With all that flag there that was about to scare me. Good evening. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. But no, on a very serious note, guy. So the president, I thought he will come out and say, those of you that are members of CDC, if you don't want Franti Kofa to be removed, I want you guys to stand down and let's have a meeting quickly. Let's go and meet under the sycamore tree and tell me why you're having this type of issue. If he wasn't informed, because if he wasn't informed and the sedition are going up, that's a form of disrespect to him as a standard bearer. Because to do this kinds of huge undertaking, political undertaking, to do this kinds of stuff, the standard bearer of the CDC, most likely, if you respect him, he must be informed. You can't say we're in the House of Representatives now, so whatever we do here, that's our business. Whereas whatever you do there, even though it's the House business, but you're going to affect the party, and the standard bearer now going to have to face the music. So then if you're going to do something, if you have a legitimate reason to remove one of yours, first of all, you have a consultation with the CDC hierarchy and say, this is what we're planning to do. And here, what their issue or what their own suggestion will be. But for you to go and expose yourself like that, and now everybody trying to backtrack and some people trying to defend it, I really don't want to get into it because there will be disgrace.
Mr. Todo, I think though, I mean, I don't want to run to a conclusion here about President Weah, what he knew and what he didn't know. But here are, just based on what you're saying, here are some things for me that worries me. If the former president was not informed before this action, that speaks of one or two things, because this is a coup d'etat in the house. So that means that some people are so bossy to say that the former president has no more influence. And so they are going to go rogue and orchestrate a very, very technical and powerful coup. The other side of that is that if the former president knew about this beforehand, I would be interested in finding out what actions he took to try to dissuade those people from carrying that out if he was not in favor of it, because it's right up to this suggests that he's not in favor of it. And I want to take him by his word on that. That's what he says. So if he's not in favor of it, what really did he say to those people to try to stop them from doing it? And if those people even went after he tried to dissuade them from doing it and still did it, because he threatened in that speech, in that write out, that they will be punished electorally. So for me, as a politician, I see that as he's saying that he will find a way to get them to not be re-elected. And these people still did that. And after that, has he called a meeting of the legislative caucus of the CDC to plan out the next steps? Because there are going to be next steps. Francisco is going to come back in the country. This is going to be contested. As a matter of fact, today there were people throwing stones at the other guys when they were attempting to read their stuff. So this is not ending today. It's not ending next week. When Francisco gets in the country and he tries to preside over the house, what is going to happen? So for me, I'm really interested in seeing what former President George Weah is going to step up to do in order to make sure that he corrals his base and at least still maintain that power that he needs to have going into 2029.
Thank you. Dr. Manning, good evening. Thank you for joining us. What's on your plate this evening? If you care to contribute to the conversation, that's fine. It's all yours.
Well, I'll be contributing to the same police fiasco that took place involving the IG himself. But let me just branch a little bit on what happened to the House today. I think we are in a democracy, and the only problem I'm finding with what happened today is that if they are operating outside the purview of the law, outside the purview of their policy in the House, then that is a problem. But as long they are working within the confines of the law and the rules and regulation of the House, whether the speaker is in town or not, they have all right to exercise their democratic franchise to remove the speaker if they think they have reasonable cause in conjunction with the rules of the House, and go ahead. So actually, I really didn't find any problem with what was going on today. I called them today and I asked few friends. First of all, I noticed the spirit of impunity is also permeating the House. People threatening people. If you touch that door, this will be your last time here. I don't think we should go about doing these things. You see, the thing is simple. If they don't want the deputy to spearhead or to be in charge, okay, let's go back to the book. What the book says. If the book says that the deputy take over when the speaker is not around, then we go by that. But if we bring in militancy, circumventing all the little rules and regulations, and we want to show strength, then it carries a very different interpretation. Okay. And to me, that interpretation from what I saw today, it was wrong. And to such a point, people are beginning to feel that this could be an in-house coup d'etat. So if they felt that they have the power or they have the strength to remove this guy, keep quiet, let the guy come to town, everybody love it. But now they have created the impression now that there's the animosity going on and the guy got to be removed, even by force. No, I disagree with that.
Thank you.
It almost looked like what Matt Gaetz and the Republicans tried to do to Speaker Johnson, right? Remember that, Dr. Malley, when they tried to hold him down to have a no vote in the House here. And I think that's why these guys overplayed their hand. But you're right; they could have just waited and calculated properly. I don't know.
Thank you, Sissy and Dr. Malley. We appreciate it. Let's Terry. Thank you for joining us. What's on your plate? Do you care to continue with this conversation that we're having?
Well, the topic alone is a lot on the plate already, especially with this whole thing. I think that the the House have the right to remove Kofa if they don't want him. They got the right to do that. They have done it before. This is not the first time. And just how they're doing it now, that's how they did it before. But whether if they are taking bribe, I think that is what my concern is, John. Taking bribe is a culture that in Liberia where people take bribe in order to remove the speaker. But who will it benefit? I'm trying to see who is going to benefit from it, because they are saying, they are saying that they were supposed to carry on the removal today if there would have been a session. If they have had a session, that Fanatic Kofa will not be speaker today. They will have gone through the process because they already had a resolution. They had a signature, the numbers to remove him, and they had the process play out. But the smart thing that what he named Foko, I know Sir Foko, along with other CDC politicians, they were able to maneuver with the under Cole, Melvin Cole. They were able to stop the session. They were able to stop the lower house session from happening today. If that session were going to occur today, but now a different thing we're talking.
So why the pie? Who eating pie here now, Sissy? The pie.
Oh, you saw it. I know. I was changing my stuff. I'm starting an educational consultancy. It's called Black Pie Solutions.
I said, who eating pie here? And I come and show pie again. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
That's how I was teaching from one screen to the other. Yeah.
So my fear here is that in as much as we all admire Honorable Kofa, I think that this particular thing was long planned, because like from some other writings we saw, if those writings are true, that means they started this thing from June. They started soliciting signatures from June. The plan to remove Fanatic Kofa have been long, been under the bridge, been planning and all of that. So in my opinion, Fanatic have two options. He can reconcile with them and make sure that things are square out with them and settle it, or he can resign, because these guys will not rest. But they will not rest until they make sure that we have seen this kind of video play before. They will not rest until they make sure that Fonati is out. The only fear I have is who behind it. Is it our government doing this thing, or is it the CDC doing this thing? That is where my skepticism is at right now.
Thank you. Let me throw, as a political guru on this network, let me a little lamb into this conversation so that it will be sour a little bit. Speculation. This is not ELBC, which is this is a private entity, so we can speculate here as much as we want. And so I am the master of speculation. So let me speculate. President Waka going to step on this thing and squash it. The reason here is this. If these renegade, I told you I don't want to discuss it, but now y'all force me now. If these renegade are successful, who do you think they will bring that will want to work with the man who also from Foya don't want to speak to President Waka, that the man will come bring in here for what's his name? The plank setter? No. President Waka going to step on it on a very serious note. Franti Kofa have always, he knew exactly what he was doing. he will help support this government when it's in the interest of a larger solution, whatever you want to call it. He will go against when it's in the interest of CDC. Now, Thomas Fowler, on the other hand, he does not have the kinds of experience Flanty had. And he is not somebody that I don't think President Waka and his people are going to say, okay, come on board. So to be honest with you, I believe President Waka is going to squash this thing here. Ellen open this thing with brown bag. Brown bag will shut people off. Yeah, they are going around with a $15,000 brown bag will shut them off. But the interesting thing here, if you remove the brown bag, how do you call it, brown bag issue out of it, and you want to go into it, just from a logical standpoint, President Waka stands to lose a lot if he lets this thing go forward. And this is the interesting thing now. Will former President George Weah, once the people start telling him what I'm saying now, and he's listening to me, that President Waka will benefit if this guy stay, will he then turn against his friend or undermine his friend? Those are this whole thing is not over yet. When Flanty Kofa come back, you will see the dynamic in the house will be changed completely. Flanty Kofa has the ability to move the people back towards him. And this is what Flanty Kofa is going to tell them. What's going on? Let's have a meeting. If you have an issue, let's discuss it. Flanty Kofa will not come by and stand on us and try to make noise. He will not do that. He will not do that. He will bring these people together. He will want to demonstrate to his international partner that yes, indeed, he has the ability to bring people together, even when they are scared. And there are many of the House representatives, they do not want to, they might want to change him, but not like this. I think they have grown from the days of Edwin Snow, from the days of Corruption King Kong. They have grown from those days. And now, the only thing that I see right now that will make Flanty Kofa they stand, the Marvin, what's his name? Marvin Snow or Marvin Marvin Cole and his group are taking against the other representative. If you remove Flanty Kofa like this, the next speaker will not have the ability to bring people together. And if not, the functioning in that house is going to be chaotic. And that's what I'm saying, that the president, who is the father of the nation, will most likely step in and say, enough is enough. Let's have a conversation. Jerry, what say you? Hold on, Dr. Mala. Welcome to you. That a friend that writing, I will pack you. Tell him to stop writing, or I will pack you. Quiet, Jerry. Yeah, we're not here for CEO. One CEO, the man been threatening me all day. He won't be me. That's why I'm not going to roll out again. So I'm watching you writing, and the way you will come in, the kind of comment you'll be making, and you come in, and even if I see Sese beating me a little bit, I block you. That is.
I thought I ain't out today.
No, he's defending you. He said, "When you're beer for that."
Beating me a little bit, I block Dr. Marley straight. So he will not make any of my begin that vet today. I watch it. No one mercy on Jerry. That will come to you. Just bear with us. Go ahead, Jerry.
You see, the House is the first branch of government. It's almost like a police officer. These are the first people you see when you go in any country for that matter. They are the first person who allocate money for the country to function. It's their responsibility to make sure that things are done in that country. You know, the president is the steward, but they are the people who say, yeah, we approve the budget, we do this. In this country, here we are. We're in the 21st century. 24 years into the first century. And we see our official government. Look what happened today. Like I said from the beginning, it's a coup d'etat. And also it's a criminal, if I want to be. Here is Marvin Cole. convert 3 or 4 his colleagues. They went to a hotel, or what they call it, a Fabubu area there, getting on my car and to go to our business, and they were recording. What is that? If you know you want to, you don't let the speaker go to the house. Why will you leave the premises of the at the Capitol building and go into a private area to have a car rental to be able to do a clandestine operation? The second thing I want to say here, we have to stop the brown envelope business in our country. It is
He
killing.
coming for same. He coming for same Gary and too. You're lazy.
Huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's the issue that we have. Every representative for bills or pass or for budget or pass, they gotta get brown envelope. What is your purpose of being in that place in the first place? You are there to serve the people. Why would you be taking brown envelope? So we encouraging this crime. We are associated to the crime as ourselves. Let me put it that way. We're facilitating it. People get brown envelope all the time.
Going too far, Jerry have accused
No.
me of
It's
committing
the
crime here
truth.
tonight.
No. Listen, Mr. Tool.
I'm gonna have to hire a lawyer.
Thank you.
The first thing the thing say now, man will come, he will say, "Oh, your co-host say you committed crime," and
I
then
said,
the CEO
no,
will come.
they're public servants. They're public servants. The evidence is there. The evidence is there. What code did? That code took the money and carried to the Ministry of Justice. He wanted to be pope. He wanted to be pope. He took the money and carried to the Ministry of Justice.
Thank you.
Man?
Thank you.
He took, but yet, here's the last thing I want to say. If the speaker come back, it's a disaster because those 47, 46 people, they are going to be on a blacklist. As much as say,
No, Jerry.
Hold on. Let me make my case. Let me
Go ahead.
Let me make my case. Why I say they're going to be even they didn't say, "Well, I feel comfortable working with that man." Okay, if you can come and stretch your hand and say, "You know what? Let bygone be bygone. Let not glasses." We are all human beings. You know what they have done, and Mr. He will put it behind him. Probably he might do it, but these people who have done what they did, they themselves be skeptical. They always have that give man behind it, and the speaker he is vulnerable right now. If you come back,
so let me push back a little bit on your last statement. Knowing Franti Kofa well, and I'm not going to go into detail of what I know, but Franti Kofa, as you know, used to be chairman of Liberty Party Liberia. And when he was chairman of Liberty Party Liberia for over 2-3 years, and this was witnessed by former chairman of Liberty Party USA when they went to have the convention over there in Lofa County, when they were raining that night and they kicked them out of the Vanyama City Hall. And another member of the Liberty Party said, "Let's have a meeting in my house." And they went to that house that night. I was on air with them. But what I want to say, Franti Kofa, for a long time, he was carrying Liberty Party. And there was a lot of things that was being said about him. Member of Liberty Party. The word, the phrase that said Liberty Party for Bassa people, it started with Franti Kofa because he was chairman. And they wanted the chairmanship. So most of the Bassa group within the Liberty Party Liberia, they were trying to get Franti Kofa out. But what Franti Kofa did, when he found out who these people were, he brought them back together. So what I'm saying here, it's not just that. When we had a meeting, leadership meeting here, Liberty Party in Las Vegas, it was so much contentious. It was unbelievable. It was the like of Franti Kofa, Victor Smith brought people together. And if I name some of the members of that, you would say, yeah, there was a reason why they won't even agree with each other. Okay? But I'm not going to do that. But the point here overall, Jerry, when Franti Kofa get back, first thing is this. He's not going to say who did why and what have you. The first thing, knowing who he is, what happened? Okay, you guys have an issue. Let's meet. There will be some people within our caucus that will not want to meet with him, but he will not force them in a way. But his presentation, his demeanor, the way he will approach, will make those people want to meet with him. Now, the House of Representatives, they already have bad reputation. They will not allow them themselves to go through this process like this. If they are unable to get the vote to remove him right away, they will be ready to compromise. And it's all, the fix is on Flantikova. So the idea of, even within himself, if they feel guilty, Flantikova will welcome them, make them feel the way he's supposed to feel. This is a guy whose house got burned the last time. And what was his first statement, if you guys remember? He said, I feel bad for many Liberians who have had the same problem, house burned and everything else burned. He didn't come to that press conference as though he's a victim. The first thing he did was turn it outside to say, I feel bad. Now I understand the problem, the kinds of stuff Liberians who have their thing burned goes through. The records are there. So he's not that type of person. The only thing I love about Frantikova is he can't call me every time. I want you to call me every day, but you don't call me every day. No, I'm just kidding.
So,
But that's like, Sensei, let me come to you, please.
yeah.
No, Sensei, hold on. Sensei, hold on. Let's go to Dr. Mallon. Let's go to Dr. Mallon. Please, Sensei, the man, big tree beat your small tree. Go ahead, Dr. Mallon.
Well, I just watching the show tonight.
Here it comes.
It had become
Here it comes.
a TN show. But anyway, as a stepchild to them,
Wait, what kind of show? Say it loud. Don't talk in your throat. You say, what kind of show?
That's CNN.
I'll pay my throat. I already text the CEO to slow down with the comment because they're putting me in more problem. Yeah, but to be frank with you, on a very serious note, I think the speaker has overplayed his hands for 3 reasons. One, CDC have 25 representatives in his house. And he's heading that team. Joe, we are looking up to him. 2, it's being followed by Unity Party 11 and Liberty Party 6. 19 are independent. All right. He's overplaying his hand. It's like he's showing his loyalty too soon for the rescue team.
Oh.
Yes. Politically, that loyalty is shown too soon. And the CDC, as far as I'm concerned, since they left power, the wound is still fresh. And they are still adding a lot of medication. It continues to open. So they will want to do everything to undermine the rescue trajectory. So what's going on in the house now? Like what Libra was saying, no amount of talking going to solve the problem right now. It's the higher bidder going to solve the problem in the house right now. Say you get 15,000, then we can get 30,000 each. That's how the problem is going to be solved in our house. You see? And the issue of the brown envelope, back on just talk about, these are not strange phenomena. We have lived with this thing for a very, very long time. And because the speaker is now changing his tone, that there's a need for audit, people are apprehensive in our house right now. Because this is a strange language. People have never heard the language before, and they feel that they are in charge. The language can never be spoken. You see? So I think the speaker started dancing too soon with this guy. Look at even they traveling with the papi, with His Excellency. To me, in my mind, I would have done that. Because you're now showing to the people that, yes, my loyalty for the rescue team is almost close to 100% now. You see? So I think he need to slow down. Like Liberal said, come back home. Joia is sitting on the fan washing. But to convince these people, he need to get the 19 independent under his arm. That's the first place he need to start from. Then he can go after the fragmented group now in the 25 there to put them under control. But this time now, it's going to be the highest bidder now It's not going to be 15,000 anymore. It's not going to work. It's not going to be, gentlemen, we have the country at heart. I mean, those flowery languages, it can't work in a house right now. Those guys used to this thing for a very, very long time. So flaunting is wounded right now. All right. And as Mr. Bacon said, the guy will not rest until they get him out. Except that he can bring 50,000 each. Okay, that would be a good deal.
Thank you. Take it away.
So if you got an ATM machine,
the public can really cause trouble. I tell you.
So here for me,
50 grand.
What? Correct. That's true. I mean,
I agree with you. I stand with you on this one.
But that what happened in our place.
I stand with you on this one.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
I think here's where here's some of the things I'm focusing on, right? Funati Kofa is gonna go back home. If these people who are advocating to remove Funati Kofa really mean it as a debate over substance and not purchase debate, not financial debate like Dr. Marty said, that's transactional debate. Count one of us of the counts they listed against Funati Kofa is enough for people to say, let's do the thing over. The post that we do whatever, let's do put the counts that we vote against it. Because count one talks about conflict of interest.
Right.
And they're talking about how the speaker either is a direct lawyer or represents the interest of several entities that the government does business with or that are part of the government. For example, the Liberian Petroleum Refining Company, the Liberian Maritime Authority, the National Fisheries and Agriculture Authority, the Liberian Telecommunications Authority, NASCOP, City Trust Savings and Loan Bank, Central Bank of Liberia, Rabba International Airport, National Port Authority, National Oil Company of Liberia, B Mountain Mining Company, Western Clusters. If Funati Kofa is the direct legal representatives of these entities, this is easy to win. But again, the question is, are they going after it because they see this as that is the issue, or is it transactional? Right? Because if it is transactional, then I'll tell you this: that my money is behind Funati Kofa. If they're doing this transactional, my money is behind Funati Kofa. Here's what I want you all to take into consideration from now until Tuesday of next week. Some of those 47 people that they're saying sign will start to one by one say that he signed that document. Just mark me. The phone diplomacy has started. The pressure campaign has started. One person will break loose, and a lot of people will say they forged our signature on that thing. Because here's the problem: they release the petition without any signature affixed to it. And they will just call Representative District Number 5, and from this country, I say, yeah. Then they call another one and say, yeah. So
no, you gotta get an envelope for it before you sign, though. That's why it was.
So the problem now becomes there's no refund on that money. Right? There's no refund on that money because they put inside the petition. The petition looking at it being circulating, there's no signature on it. So for me, if it is about the country, if it is about the if it is about the country, and if it's about substance, they will remove Funati Kofa. But then the problem becomes: do they put Thomas Falai in place? If you're talking about conflict of interest, do you want to hold that rope and see how many bush you can answer? So for me, I'm waiting to see where they're going to go with that. And to talk about Boake's ability to step on this, he tried before to not get Funati Kofa to be speaker. He lost. Now people can say that maybe it was the beginning stages of his administration. I get it. We will see to what extent he's going to coalesce the Unity Party folks and a large portion of the independent folks, and see if he can crystallize that behind Kofa. Because what you see in the CDC is there are staunch member of the CDC, and I'm talking Safoko from district number 9, for example, and Marvin Cole, and I don't call the guy Representative Papa of Flomo, right? They almost fought Thomas Fala today. I shared a video in our chat room where I'm across the man. So now I'm watching to see, is this a chess game being played by the former president Weah and the current president Bouakai? I got to see what their moves are going to be, because the CDC might end up being fragmented if they're not careful on how this vote goes. If you carry out a coup and you remove Fonati Kofa and Marvin Cole and the rest of the people become disillusioned. And by the way, let's point out here, because Thomas Fala, and I want to be very fair to him, Honorable Fala did say today in his interview on Spoon that the speaker, the current speaker, Fonati Kofa, enjoys his confidence and support. But again, he's a politician. But I just want to put it out there that I don't want to judge him that he's leading the coup. He did say that he support Fonati Kofa.
It's even on the front page Africa.
So now, if you have a coup and the first in command is from the CDC and the second in command is from the CDC, and they both are together, now CDC runs the risk of removing people who are sympathetic to their political view, because you don't know who's going to come in. And I gotta wait to see how this chess game plays out. But I'm interested. If, like Dr. Mali said, this is just a transactional activity, if purely financial transactional activity, then money is going to exchange hands. And for sure, the starting price of bidding was 15,000. It's going to have to go up. But then just watch and see how many people come and say that list they put get their money on it, and how many money they're allowed. Just watch and see that.
Thank you.
No, but Libra, the next thing here is now that the speaker has got the back of the press. I mean, the speaker is now in a president corner. Is the president prepared to be in a speaker corner when it comes to the transitional thing?
We'll come to you, Dr. Mary. We'll come to you. Let me just say this here. Say, the point you made is quite in place. But there are two things that are happening here. President Bouakai, either way, stands to benefit hugely, but just by the simple fact that you have these kinds of scrabble among CDC and sedition in the House of Representatives, number one. But I don't think President Bouakai, being a smart politician as far as I'm concerned, I don't think he will overplay his hand in this. Because since Fonati Kofa came to power, became speaker, he has always done things to work with the president most of the time. Now, the fact that and that's correct, CC corrected stated here, having the deputy speaker say he has Fonati Kofa has his confidence in, he has confidence in Fonati Kofa. That shows me, even if his hair is all dirty, it will be easy now for Fonati Kofa not to come and shift blame. Who did what? Why you're in, like, Fonati Kofa will not even go that route. Fonati Kofa will come and say the fact that he was not here when this thing started, that gave him a breathing room. Fonati Kofa will tell these young people or these representatives what's going on. Why are we doing this? Have a conversation. That's the first approach Fonati Kofa is going to take. And if in the meantime, though, Fonati Kofa is always going to be in touch with President Bouakai, I know that for a fact. Now, if the seditions that Fonati Kofa trying to bring on his side, if you feel as Dr. Mali is suggesting, that Fonati Kofa is getting too close or have gotten too close soon to the current president, then President Weah will now come up and say, why is it like this? So this is a big mess that we find ourselves. And this is what I'm suggesting again, that President Bouakai, being the father of the nation, will step in and say, this is not the time to fight among ourselves. We have a job to do together. We have a job to do to make sure we get things right in this country. And they will listen to him because he's not coming in to do a divide and conquer. That's not how he's going to approach this thing. He's going to come in as the father of the nation. And if anybody turn against that, I'm just giving. I told you the last time you was.
Why you acting like a boss call, Ronnie? There are three branches of government. There are people in our other branch of government.
Say you will see it again tomorrow. So all these people that are talking like this.
There are some people that were not. There are some people, even if Joseph Walker talking with Jesus Christ and original cross on it, they will not listen to him.
Yeah, but they will not be majority.
Okay.
They will not be majority, and as a result of that, they're going to ostracize themselves. And if you do that now, when Francis Kofa and President Baka, we are already laid out. I want peace. If Francis Kofa and President Baka comes out and say we want peace, and you're not Yeke Koluba, nobody know you to be Yeke Koluba, and you want to be a standout, you're going to find yourself in serious issue.
Okay, but then what were Yeke Koluba today? In all the things, nobody saw him today.
And you were yelling tomorrow. You will come start cussing. You were yelling. Yeke Koluba will have the last laugh. Yeke Koluba will have the last voice on this. So let me go to Terry. Terry, go ahead, and then we'll go back to Jerry, please. Go ahead, myself.
Yeah, so I think I want to agree with Dr. Male on this one, Libra. And I know you are a traditional man. You like things to go this kind of way. Unfortunately,
before you go, let me warn this. You know who? If my thing appear when I'm putting it on an account again, I will use a Chinese phone, and your CEO will be on your desk because he'll be out of the show tonight. I'm taking it straight out on him. If you touch my thing again, I invite you. You touch it again, and I see the smile from your co-host. He coming to your working place, and he will be your co-host there tonight. Not here. So that's it. Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah. So I think that CDC is playing a covert operation, and I'm just sorry for your man Fanatic Kofa. Until it can be proven wrong. I also want to not agree with my senior brother Sese, who said that next week Tuesday all the people will be dropping. I don't want to agree with that. We have seen this hand being played before. The only thing that will change those people's minds, President Boka got to come with real cash. I don't want to say it on the show, but I have to say it. That's the only thing Liberian politicians understand. They're not talking. You all go sit down in the whole day, you'll be talking. Let's just say already highlighted some of the allegations alleged against Fanatic Kofa. They are grave. They warrant him to be removed. If these allegations are true, they warrant him to be removed. And those things have been built up. And what really pushed these people was the last result was this the budget alteration.
The recast budget.
Yes, the way it passed and the alteration was not properly handled. And there were allegations, allegedly even said by Yeke Koluba, that they were believing that people forged Fanatic Kofa's signature on the document because they said Fanatic were not in the country when the budget was passed. But people are believing that Fanatic was aware. And that is why you see the House were quiet for a while. So in my opinion, because everything in Liberia work by money, the people only understand money. Those boys in our house, none of them got ties to nobody. All of them are independent. Then there are no family relative. Oh yeah, you my family. And most of them have spent money to get to where they are. There are people depending on them. The only thing that will twist their head, that money. They're not going to sit down, President Boga, go get them sweet talk. They're not going to listen to that. The only way and you are right, President Boka needs to cut the tie because this will play out for CDC. Why? I do not believe, or what he name, Thomas Fala. Listen to the way the man was speaking today. You saw him. You saw his body language. The man is in accordance with the people. The man saying that in your office, they asking question. He say, you know, this thing, our people, the Thomas Fala I know that is very aggressive. He was not aggressive today. He was calm. That signals to me that CDC is on a covert operation to remove Fonati Kofa because just what I think that Dr. Mali or somebody said, the trip Fonati Kofa is taking with the president, it does not go down well with CDC. The too much agreement and aligning with the president is not fighting CDC cause. With a Thomas Fala resigning because they got 60 days after Fonati removed, they got 60 days period to elect a new something. Within that period of time, Thomas Fala will be resigning. Or what I want to say is that this thing is a covert operation. CDC is into this thing to the teeth, and they will make sure to get rid of him. The only thing I can tell Ambassador Boka is he has to put his foot down and protect Fonati's job, or else every one of them is going to go down.
Thank you.
That's just my only thing.
Thank you. And I do agree with you. I'll give you an example about the first or second year in President Weah administration. The late Ella Lauren, who happened to be a good friend of mine, was pretty much, in fact, that was when the same time, what's his name? Yaka Kolba started showing the number 14 and the 4 boy out of there, you know, that this is the thing you're going to represent, you're going to send to the executive management because this is the concept. At that time, before the Sunday, before he died, that Friday, Ella Lauren, Representative Ella Lauren have invited somebody to the chamber for some sort of a conversation, and he died that Sunday. But before that, what's his name? Moluba, Moluba Molu. He said, and it's on tape. Ella Lawrence, if we continue to see you trying to be an independent, we'll primary you. I remember that very well. We'll primary you. I called Ella. He said something that like brown politics. I don't worry about other people. But that's so when you make that statement that Thomas Fowler and people they playing some kind of game, I tend to agree with you on that. But here's the thing I'm saying before I go back to Dr. Maverick. Every one of those people that are involved, they have to be careful. Because if they are not careful and it goes the way of what I think will happen, that Franti Kofa survive. Franti Kofa survive and able to bring people back on the table in their own CDC headquarters, the like of Jefferson Kochi. If President Weah, where he's still there, if it's true that he's not in support of this, those people will find it difficult to hang around Sycamore Tree. Let me go to Dr. Mali. Dr. Mali?
No, it's my turn.
Oh, that's your turn. No, Dr. Mali, hold on. That the chief, that the CEO, that the co-host. Sorry.
Oh, you want to put your co-host in the bag tonight too?
No. I don't let you and your male, Dr. Mali, my co-host. I don't fire my co-host.
I see what Dr. Mali almost beat me last night because he thought.
Yeah, it's the thing. The speaker playing his game right because he aligned with the president and to make sure things is done correctly in our country. But at the same time, I think they have a 6 action against him. You know, I mean, like our brother already listed them. These are the issues. These are the issues people are facing. But let's go back to Bill Clinton and Newt Gingrich when he was speaker from Georgia. Yeah, Bill Clinton, they passed a lot of bills to be successful to end welfare system in America, which of course that's a responsibility of the speaker to make sure to work with the president in the interest of the government or the republic itself. So by him going with the president to Italy, That's the responsibility. The two people have to work together to make sure things are working cohesively so that we in the interest of the Liberian government. But here's the thing. I think I think that Terry mentioned it, that as a counselor or lawyer, and you sit there and people will force your signature and you didn't say anything. I mean, I found it, very appalling to that issue, because you as a sitting speaker, and somebody going to force your signature when it comes to the budget system, folks. Then who are you as a legal minded person? So these are things. But yeah, what I want to say. Here's a point we need to look at critical on the issue here. These people are there to serve the Liberian people. It is not to enrich themselves, which of course is always been the case. The second thing we need to look at is money is changing in our place there, and we are broke. We don't have money in our country. We are begging for money from the place. We're taking money from the place. Then the money just comes. It's like the money comes. There's no accountability of the money. It just goes through the breeze. People taking 25,000. Teacher not even making $25,000 in Liberia, or the nurse not making even $25,000 in a yearly salary. So one person taking $25,000. But it left for the Liberian people. The election, midterm election coming. It left for the Liberian people. They have to make the decision themselves to say whether we stay hire the people to represent us or we change them. That's why election is all about in our country, and it is time for the Minister of Justice need to look at some of these things. If there's anything violated the criminal law or penal law in our country, what are happening to make?
I think I'm scared of jury, man. But thank you, Jerry. And let me say something here very quickly. Flanty Kofa has stated that he has disinvested, or whatever term it is, into those into his firm, or have recused himself, or whatever term you use to say the person not part of that practice. Anyways, that's a law firm, but he does not. The law firm does not represent his interest. I think he has given his own interest to someone else to manage until he comes back out of this, whatever position he's in. And he made that clear on one of the platforms. So I thought I put that in there. But in Liberia, that doesn't hold water. They're not United States. In Liberia, you can disinvest or whatever you call yourself. They pay that people that lie. The people get the money and bring it to him. Don't mind him. They make it how they operate. So, but I thought I put that in there because I do know.
Did he put in the blind trust?
Yes,
did he disinvest himself?
That's the word.
He put in the blind trust.
That's it. That's the word. That's the word.
Okay.
But in Liberia, who will understand that? But go ahead, Doc, please. Go ahead. Then we can open the line.
Yeah. The next thing I wanted to add here is that if the speaker don't take care, he's going to be declared, if he's removed, he's going to be declared as an outcast and a betrayer by CDC. CDC is a traditional party where there's 100% belief in total loyalty. Yes. If a man is removed, nobody will talk to him anymore. He'll be declared enemy. He got to be on his own now to hang somewhere. But here is the issue. It is just unfortunate that His Excellency, he's a virtue man, He doesn't want to be playing the kind of card. But it's going to go against him. If His Excellency were playing the type of card, first thing you are going to get 19 independent people under his belt.
When you say excellency, we got you for you that two excellency.
Okay. His Excellency President Joseph Boakai.
Okay, now all right.
All right. I'm in string terrain, so
you are definitely in string terrain.
Yeah. So if His Excellency President Boakai were playing this card, he would have gotten the 19 people under his belt. Then he played the divide and rule game in the 25 high-ranking member of the CDC, split them. But it would take hard cash to do this. But if he want to go the gospel way, Finantine will be the loser, and he also going to be the loser.
So the gospel way that losing, that what you tell
Yeah,
us,
of course.
we got Bishop
Uh-huh.
here, he make that
Because
statement that
He want to involve me in a thing. I'm not going to go with him. I'm not going to go with him on that one.
When you catch
What is it can say? I know you want to use my mouth to chew a pepper.
okay, that's Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin,
yeah,
please go ahead.
frankly speaking, liberal.
Yeah.
Changing Speaker Kofa will mean the death to transparency, will mean the death to accountability, and it will mean death to auditing. And this is what the guys want. You see, all the things that are listed are charges. That is to fulfill the host criteria. But that is not the main thing. That it mean when lawyer come in, they say, oh, these are charges of moving. That is not, it happened to Kabina Jenny. Today, Kabina say crime. Okay. Yes.
Thank
so
you.
the papa will be the loser. Ekofa get out of this thing because they will try by all means for CDC to come back again to hear this thing. And it seems to be CDC is playing its card very well with the 19 independent guy in his house. That's what I noticed.
Thank you.
Can I just put something out there before we get a callers? Because I know there's somebody asking for calls.
I want to do that.
And I want to be educated on this, so I don't know it. But I do know that there are 73 members of the House of Representatives.
Yes.
There's some number of people keep running around with 47, but 47 is not 2/3. And I'm hearing from Principal Pau that Yaga Kolba is out of the country. How is this process working for the 2/3? Is it 2/3 that are physically within the bailiwick of the republic? So if you're outside the country, they don't factor you into the number that you need to take a 2/3 of, or is it 2/3 of the total elected 73? Because the 2/3,
I think there's a simple majority.
If it's
I heard simple majority.
Just want to remove the speaker at 2/3.
The 2/3 majority.
Yeah, 2/3. Yeah, 2/3. Yeah, 2/3 majority.
Those are 2/3 of 73 is about 48.6 now, so 49 people. So that's why I'm trying to figure the legality on that piece. If we got 47, do you have the 2/3 that's required to remove Fonati, or is it 47 or 47 2/3 of the people that are in the country? That's for me. That's the confusion. That's one confusion that I have, and I hope somebody who calls in can educate me on it.
I heard 49 though.
No, not 47.
That 47.
It's going to be 49 to reach 2/3, Terry. But all that thing they keep talking to is 47 people are signed.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a
I don't want you to waste your time to hire here all day to tear. When the people really want to move you, whether you order the country with the 2 tear will be there.
Thank you. Okay, folks, that's it.
You know, one of the things
quickly. Do you know that the another person who have not really spoken is Musa Berete? He wrote something on his page, but but Musa will go on Musa would have called on Spoon, or he would have gone on SKTV, or he would have gone somewhere to speak. Up to now, he remains silent.
So, Mipa, I kept my voice because I look at the people who in the house. I see no LeBron people party there. LPP wing and nothing there. So I don't know who to call to say.
But you know the interesting thing in the House of Representatives, the speaker never lasts for more than 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Or 2 years.
Yes. Another thing here that Liberians will look at.
From what's the name? Tyler. From Tyler, I mean, all the speakers.
To Snow.
Yeah.
I mean, the list go on.
Even Duet, Josh Duet.
Yeah.
But yes, the
list go on. What's going
on? Are the Chinese people you are defending that carrying him?
They come and bring Chinese business.
Yeah, but why let me say that spoken last?
Let me say this here, guys. Then we'll go to the line. I got 2 people on the line here. If these people were very serious and they know that Franti Kofa have all of these things on him, do they audit? The audit expose him, and you hold that audit paper in your hand, you got nobody to defend Franti Kofa. He brought the audit. He has all of these things on him. The audit will expose them. That he's a lawyer here and lawyer. The audit will show all of those things. Why now you say you don't want audit, but you want to accuse him of X, Y, and Z? And why he say he don't do it? When you always say let the audit come in and expose that. But anyway, let me go to Walter Carter. Walter Carter, good evening. What's on your mind? Make it brief.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I make it brief. I'm running the show. Make it brief. Go ahead. People are. Oh, it's not interesting. What you go for?
I can't hear you.
But liberal, I think that I want hearing the mail. I don't think anybody hearing you.
Oh, you're not hearing?
No.
Okay, what's about now? You can hear now?
He's very low.
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Okay,
now
go
it's
ahead.
good.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. We're trying to see you can.
So this is the party playbook, right?
Why you coming for your money? Why you coming for your money? Unity Party business now?
There's a whole unity party playbook right here.
Okay.
And unfortunately, some of the CDC lawmakers fell for it. They fell for it. It's the reason why you see President William, even when he started, he called someone and said, no, you're not getting involved with this. CDC lawmakers should back off. This is unity party playbook 101. And it's always been a case. When Panatikova was elected, and there was some money passed around 4,500 come back in on the one and people were like, oh no, it was not the case. Down the road, nothing. And we know for sure that the reason why you see some CDC or people into this thing is because there's somebody that on the show, they do not see Panatikova as being party power, as being a strong opposition to this government. Instead, Panatikova is working along with the Unity Party government. And I think for me, that's a good thing because it is about Liberia. And a lot of people don't understand it. Not everything the speaker can get be opposed to this government because he will be opposed to his own governance of the country. If the president want to construct roads and the roads are in the interest of the Liberian people, the speaker going wrong. But I think some citizens are looking at it as okay, it's going too much for Unity Party ideology. But that's not the case. President William was endorsed for him to work along with this Unity Party government if they are doing the right thing for the country. And I think Monati Kofan is doing the right thing. That's the reason why other citizens are still strong in backing the Safoko and other people. So, but if you listen to the guy who took the money that Ghana did and showed it $50,000. The guy said, I put my knee on that thing because I wanted to have proof and I wanted to get the inside, but I know it's not right. It's the guy who supports for nothing. So they're not going to get that 47 number because that guy is not on it. His name is Donald Trump. 47. So it's not going to take a vote. You need to drop to 46. So
Thank you.
There's no way there.
Thank you. All right, but what's the color? You don't have to cut yourself up because every time I shut you off or get you up, the other person gets shut off as well. So just go ahead and cut yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. All right, caller, you're next in line 719. Please go ahead.
Yes, this is Zina D. Loa. This is a very interesting discussion and very serious as well. But I think when Sissy mentioned, or when some of you guys mentioned the allegation against whatever that guy
can you hold on, Zina? Can you hold on? Let me merge this other number, please. I gotta set up my other stuff tomorrow, Monday. Yeah, the phone like that. Zina, go ahead.
And so as I was saying, so all those allegations they're trying to attribute to this guy now, the speaker, you know, to get him out. Because of the finances involved, it makes those allegations null and void. We can't keep measuring those things because we know that what the money that prompted them. Once money is involved, you got to come out with something to legitimize their vote. So even if those things are legitimate, but because of the money involved, it makes those things illegitimate because those things are just as an excuse. So we cannot keep using those things to solidify their point.
Okay.
That's my first thing.
Thank you.
Another thing is, this is the last one real quick. But another thing is, if Sinoti Kofa is really corrupt, why will the Senate wait people are not really mature enough. They don't think through stuff.
Thank you.
Right now, control of some people, they will start to listen to votes who have to get rid of all those opportunities. They will be kicked out of office.
Thank you.
It seems that they go to work and make money or try to fix something. All the guys are now qualified to get kicked out and solicit for the kicked out of office and go over with the audit.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You can just hang up so the other person can stay on there. Text. This is your text number 214 number. What's your name? Where you're calling from? Okay, Clarence. How you doing, Chief? Yeah.
Key point, three points I wrote down here. One is whether we are playing game with Fodachi Kofa. When I say we are playing game with Fodachi Kofa, you know what Fodachi Kofa is? Speaker. He brought him working with him. He brought him Mamasi Kabab, Monte Ampara Play. He brought him he brought him working with him. And he brought the former speaker, Dr. Baba Chima, he working with the community, working with opposition and imposition and representative not going down well. Because when I take over the either more morality, to me, we are getting and the second point I hear, we got to look at the together incident, the PBS officer. Who the future people for just the went to the Ministry of Justice. He used that politician to cause disruption in the process because they Martin Court to the House of Representatives today. And the general he got the former PPS officer that Martin Court. So do you think the government the operation to the government to work with them, to listen to them? And the last thing is this.
But Clarence, Marvin Cole supports Flanty Kofa. So are you suggesting that Flanty Kofa and his supporter are now employing the former EPS people to disrupt the city? Is that what you're suggesting?
No. My question is the EPS officer who are calling the party volume to their people. Using getting about another politician to get on to run on the social another branch of chief.
Okay.
Neutral.
All right. Thank you. Okay.
The last way I want to make it is the recently for CDC. For CDC.
Thank you. But Clarence, before you go though, what kind of name you got for me here when you first started the conversation? What did you say I was? Thank you. And then that's why I give you. We'll talk culture if you want more time. You come on my phone, on my Chinese phone. You tell me that I am the doyen of Liberian politics. I will give you more time. But thank you on a very serious. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. We're going to end the call. So again, thank you guys. Thank everyone. Let's start to close it down here. Go ahead. Let's start with Terry, and then we'll end up with Jerry to take us home. Terry, what will be your closing?
Well, I just want to read this for us, because I think Cece asked a question about the 47 guys. So if this information is true, then that means that the 47 can get him out. Because what I'm reading here from Women Voices newspaper, written by a journalist, Jeremy S. Waters, he said here, the House rules says the entire process must take place during an official session where the resolution is included on the session's agenda. The resolution should be read within the session, followed by the application of due process. Subsequently, a vote must be taken. A simple majority vote conducted during the session will determine whether speaker is removed or retained. So based upon this
So
particular
you're saying that to remove the speaker, it only requires simple majority.
simple majority vote. So if 47 guys there is more than half of the total amount of 73 lawmakers, so that can determine a win. And these guys, so that is the reason why Safoko and the other guys, Melvin Coden, stopped the session today that was to be presided over by what his name of Thomas Fala. And that is from that I begin to understand that this is a CDC initiative, and this is how it have nothing to do with Unity Party. All right, this is a CDC initiative, and Ambassador Boka should not be happy thinking that because he wanted to get rid of Fonati Kofa, so this is a perfect opportunity for them to, because CDC will not allow you to survive. They want that particular seat. And who stand to benefit if Fonati leaves? Because guess what? Thomas Fala were going to preside today. If Safoko and Cole, Melvin Cole, had not stopped that quorum to stop that session, Thomas Fala were going to preside, and this petition that was read today were going to be read. And if that were going to happen, then by now, that different thing we're talking, Fanati is off. So Fanati have a grace period to redeem himself. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Dr. Mali. Dr. Mali, what will be your closing? And Jerry will take us.
Well, my closing here is that what's happening now to the speaker is not a strange medicine. When Snow decided he wanted support from Taiwan, the Chinese stepped in and gave money, according to sources, through Helen Johnson Sirleaf, and each of those guys, they 15,000. That where it came from. Each of them got 15,000 again. And so Snow will remove within the twinkle of an eye, he was gone. You see. So my only problem here is that Terry said the guy had not blocked that door today and allowed the thing to go ahead. Flantin Kofa are going to be history. But thank God it happened this way. But this now giving me an idea, a very different idea now, that it could be, I don't have the evidences, I don't have the proof. It could be that President Weah is behind this thing. I stand to be corrected. I get no facts, I get no evidence, but this is what my intuition is telling me, that President Weah is behind this thing. Because it's been funny problem with this man dancing too much with His Excellency President Boakai.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, take the message to your co-host that on this platform that we allow people to speak freely and we don't fight with each other on our platform. Go ahead. Say please. Then Jerry can take us home.
But you have access to the man. You can tell him directly.
No. Terry, I appreciate the education, because it's the same journalists that confuse us today. There are others on the other side saying they put me 2/3, and so my math brain just kicking right away, trying to figure out what was 2/3. But thank you for that. And for me, what I'm looking at is come Monday and Tuesday, there are a lot of things going to happen over the weekend.
Possible.
That is going to show who is in
just one question here, just general question. Is President Baka going to be in Liberia this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, then the case closed. Go ahead, please.
You are going to see who's in a master's and PhD politics class versus who dropped out from Benabo.
Yeah.
No piano high school, you can't use that chair to school. But because you will see you were seeing that there will be movement. And I get it, Terry, because in history we've seen these things happen before, and I want to respect that. We look at the evidence, and you're right. But for me, looking at some of the conversations that were being held on some other platforms today, I really strongly am believing that by Monday or Tuesday, there will be some people that will come on and say that list that they put my name on, I did not sign that.
I can't rule that out. Like,
because like Dr. Mala said, the bidding started at $15,000.
It even started with snow.
Yes, Augustine, I do. I live with Bassa people for a very long time, so I know men about. But that is going to be the problem. We're going to see the pressure campaign has started. Francis Kofa is not in Liberia, but I guarantee you he's working the phones. And I guarantee you his soldiers, his 4 soldiers, Representative Foko and Marvin Cole and the rest, they're not going to sit there. And now Edwin Snow has entered the fray, saying that he supports Francis Kofa. There are going to be senators who don't have any fish to fry in this that will be calling on a opposition pressure campaign on their own people for their caucuses. I really do believe that if Francis Kofa can weather this storm, he's going to be speaker till the next election. Because that will be, there'll be 2 times now he has defeated a real serious contention. First to even win it, and then this one is a serious contention. But how he wins this will determine the power he got going to 2029. Because if he wins this by destroying the other half of the CDC that's against him, he's just going to be a figurehead speaker going into 2029. But I'm watching to see from now till Tuesday.
And that's what I stated earlier, Sissy, that he will not come on as being aggressive. He will settle it. And for me, if this thing is settled, that will quiet the underground sedition at CDC headquarters and other places who truly are against Francis Kofa cooperating with this government. But if he comes in and be aggressive, and as you say, other senator and everybody else start getting involved, and he wins that, the opposition at CDC will be high, and he's gonna find it difficult for people to campaign for him.
Yeah, I want to get him free advice, and I thought something.
One other thing.
Libra.
You told him be giving you something.
Libra. Yeah, all the thing we're talking, they're not mortal. They think that mortal, the puppet.
No, I understand that. I understand that. And one other thing I want to say very quickly. I think President Weah, I find it very difficult to believe that he might be on this thing. Because remember, before he conceded, it was Francis Kofa who were able to advise him. He has always listened to Francis Kofa. So I think for this time now, for him to say that he's going to, and Francis Kofa knows very well, if President Waka is in the ring, he's not going to run. He knows that. So the idea that we thrown around Francis Kofa will want to run and what have you, it depends on President Weah giving up. Let me go to Jerry. Jerry, please take us home.
Well, if I were to read an article in the newspaper tomorrow morning, I still try to figure out what's going to be the headline. The coup that failed or House of Representatives for sale. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Both.
I think the last one will be your paper to go fast.
I mean,
for sale.
Yeah,
that one will be highly controversial. Maybe the coup that failed it sounds better.
I'm trying to figure it out.
The editor will be someone.
The coup that failed will be better. You can put everything inside.
Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
Because these people who in the House of Representatives, they're supposed to represent the people. Hey, folks, please. People are suffering.
Oh, you see the people. Mali, we closing now. You come and post something out.
What is that?
Next
singing.
week, you and your partner are moving strictly to the other software.
So I mean,
You and your
that's
partner,
what
you'll
I'm
not have the
thinking.
opportunity
That's
to
what
do
I'm
that.
thinking. What we're doing here, we all on this show here, we all have an integrity to represent the institution that we are representing. So it is our burden on us that anything we say here, it should be concrete. Even though sometimes we come here, we joke around, just to have fun. But anything we say here, people look up to us to make sound decision or to get information that they can work with. But these are the things our people who are represented selling themselves for a little of 20 what? $15,000? What is $15,000? What is $15,000? That can even sustain you for more than 2 or 3 months. But anyway, in Liberia, it's a big money.
Hey, how come you start playing 11 on
Right.
15?
That's a lot of money, though. What? 15 grand cash?
But in seriousness, folks, it is time for we to liberate ourselves. Let us start thinking to who we send to the House of Representatives. These people, some of them, they had no experience. Yeah? What are their backgrounds? So another side, let's look at ourselves. Let's
The
look
Philip chasing your co-host. So since they projected that on the screen, the man whole topic going left.
So, folks, it is time for Liberian people to look in the mirror themselves and say, do we really need the representative to be representing us? And these are the things. But at the same time, somebody will suka code and say, oh, I will do better than Jerry Bacon. So tomorrow they will do this thing. But
Thank you.
Mr. Toh, real quick, when I came to this country, they used to have these books, right? Programming for Dummies, Math for Dummies. Remember those books?
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see if in addition to Mr. Barkon's suggestion, whether there will be a cool plotters guy for dummies, and there will be like a or 800 course at the University of Liberia remedial class for cool plotters.
Yeah, but they just had dummy for computer dummy or something like that. Yeah, computer was just dummy at the time.
I want to take this time to thank all of you, but I want to show something here very quick. I'm glad this is one of those areas where I'm glad that Sissy didn't show up yesterday. On LBS, we have George Lobo and Noah were there. And they were so ridiculous. They were so ridiculous in their presentation.
They listen to you.
They were so ridiculous. And I tried to explain to them that the platform is not LPR. This is a platform for the Liberian people. You can't come out here and try to run campaign, number one. You can't come out here and try to be seen as somebody denigrating former president. No matter what it is, he was elected by the Liberian people. Oh, and they were not too happy about that at all. And they came on Noah Gazing, they started talking about the role. And I told them, I can't be an engineer to sit down here for to mislead people. So I tried to disabuse them on that, and Noah Gibson used the word, well, if the liberal don't like it, then he most likely against progress. So I want to show you something. This is how our people fall into big problems.
I saw that show and I said, I'm not going there because the plan was air and we're not going to be easy to LBS. So I said, maybe just sit in my background and show up.
I was happy you didn't show up because it probably would not have been quite that way. But I'm getting ready to show you something. A week ago, the Chinese went to Liberia to do an overpass bridge. And the bridge, they say, is going to come from Famuya. I don't even know where Famuya is, but it's going to pass the airfield and start from the airfield, pass the airfield, come from there, and end at EW. So they're going to, I will show you, but it's like a bridge. So you have two lanes on both sides of the road.
Before
the question is, Liberia, Monrovia as it is now, when it rains, the whole plate is flooded. But yet they are giving us surface where it will collect river, pretty much, because the bridge is so long, it's going to collect a lot of water. Where are they going to put the water? One thing. And I will show you the bridge here. They have these people that are going on the side of the bridge, the road. So from outside FE all the way to EW, what happened? That means anybody that get on that bridge, you're not, because they don't have off ramp, they don't have on ramp. So anybody that get on that bridge, you're not getting off until you get to EW. So what happened if you say, no, I've changed my mind, I want to go to Congotown bypass? No exit.
We're chunky on the bridge.
No exit. What happened? Those people that are driving on the bridge, they say, oh, you know, I changed my mind, I want to go to EW. They can't get on. These are things that I keep saying our people are not serious. And when I said that yesterday, George Lobos said that I was insulting the engineers of Liberia, which was not the case. I hope you guys can see this. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I saw that. That thing I shared with me over at that live. Yep.
Yeah. So yes, the bridge are coming all the way from over there. Now this is the ministerial complex that the people have been talking about. How do we get to ministerial complex now? Look at these people, the people that are on the bridge. And do you see any kind of turn signal over there? No. Do you see any kind of turn lane?
Well, I think
But Lebron, the thing simple. The car will jump. It jump from the bridge.
So where would be the exit now? Where would be the exit?
There's a ground level, and then we'll put elevator there for the car to go down. You get it, you put your car inside, go down.
So they pick up the traffic. This thing gonna be this thing gonna be
CEO say you should go rescue the bridge.
Okay,
but me, Lebron, I get one question. That who driving that green car on the road there? So
that Lebron car.
That's CDC member. So
JMB.
the point is, you take this bridge all the way from behind FE over there. That would be the 0 point. So that's where everybody's going to claim on. Where are the exit here for this road? For people to get off the bridge, to get up on the bridge, underneath there, get down there. No way. Yeah,
lead that one there. They bridge alone that development.
You know what? It's going to cause more traffic. It's going to cause more traffic than
that's what exactly what you stated. That's what North
traffic as it is right now.
Exactly what North Gibson was saying.
Because if you are going west, and the way that bridge is built, there's no exit and there's no breakdown lane. So any car that stops, that have problem on that bridge.
You're right.
So there's a background.
You're right.
We're treating it as a freeway. You don't break down on a freeway. You break
a background.
Yes, sir.
So you people are challenging the engineer that built that beautiful bridge?
Yes.
It's
an observation, but
and the people that don't let progress, they didn't let progress. One bridge. You'll bring one bridge. If I was putting one elementary school.
So you guys don't let progress.
No.
We put in one elementary school. That's how the bridge there is going to be called Octavius Male.
Yes, the other interesting thing. Yesterday, the Minister of Work, where a huge entourage of media were breaking structure down. But if you watch that video, most of the structure they were breaking down are structure where they have people that sell the stretch car and the Zin round structure. The mean 11 people building that is in the right of way, they're not touching those things.
But so why you acting like this is a strange thing?
You know why?
Right.
You know why? I go back to your co-host. Those are some of the contributions they're making to the nation. They can't break it.
There we go.
So when you look at, for example, look at our roads. Some of the newer ones that were built during Ellington and continued during the President Weah's time. You go to Zizé community. You know Zizé community. There's this deep curve they built in our place for a one mud house that's in already that they could have just broken down and went straight. They went when you drive in that place. In fact, the house in the curve, cars have ended out in the people piazza 2-3 times because they're right in the curve. But because there was a guy,
Zizé community, is that the one that go to Dupo Road?
Dupo Rosa, yeah, that road.
And then right by the store there, you make a right. And then you go past the hospital. You pass the hospital, the curve.
That's after you pass Benson Hospital, you go all the way up there.
Yeah, and then
The people, instead of going straight, they didn't go straight. The rumor is that there was some guy who had a lay and side piece in that area that are living, so they couldn't break it down. So they had to make a curve. And liberal, you know that it costs more money to build a curvy road than to just go straight. But they were willing to spend government money on building a curve and putting people at risk.
And the curve has no super elevation.
Versus just using eminent domain and paying for the people property and letting the people move. They didn't do it.
So how much does that project cost, Liver? As compared to a project that will cost that you will have at least, because that place look like at least you need of 2 or 3 exit before you go to the main exit,
we're taking
right?
Straight space, man. We're taking straight space. You get that? We're taking straight space.
The issue that I raised yesterday.
You know what I mean when the cameras are taking our straight space.
The minute going straight, you gotta.
What was the
Don't stable, man.
What do you think that costs traveling Liberia? What do you think that costs traveling Liberia? If you look at Tottenham Boulevard, there's no breakdown lane. And the second thing that there's, because it's an express lane, because there are 4 lanes, 2 lanes going, 2 lanes coming, and there's no divider there. What are happening is all the Lebanese people, or all the business, how you call it, building material store, they are all there on the road. So when they are dropping off and when they are loading, unloading, it's not like here where you got to go to the back of the building to be able to load. And the back on the main road, they want to do unload. When they start unloading, there's a traffic. So, and when the
that's why you need to change your capital. I heard that Egypt has changed. Liberia is 170 something years old with the same capital. That mindset is not even Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast moved to Yamata, change the capital.
I propose for you. We're taking it for you.
No, we carry the BMW.
I told them, this is what I told them yesterday. I said you want new projects.
We're carrying just something for you.
Huh?
You get something again for you, Terry?
No, I get nothing again for you. I just don't want Donald Trump to go there to come.
I told them yesterday, Terry, the question he asked. Let me finish that. I told them yesterday, you want development. You have road network in Liberia that are so bad. Why won't you use this money to improve what you have on, and then you can think about bringing in this type of stuff? You will bring that shiny bridge, and all the other streets are on.
How long is the bridge there? Anyway, how long is the bridge? It's less than 2 or 3 miles on that place. Less than 4 miles. If you look at it.
That's
less than 4 miles.
Go ahead, then we can close it.
Libra.
Yeah.
It's like you rather use your technical lenses to see that bridge, because what happened in Liberia now, a lot of people are caring about the beauty of that bridge. They're not even looking at that technical. You're talking when you show me that bridge just now, I say you just educated me to see where the car will park to go to. Is where I started getting the whole picture. But in the first place, I fell in love with the bridge straight.
That's exactly what is happening.
That's so the green car made me fall in love with our bridge.
But looking at it, people smart. They put the green car for Unity Party.
But who owns the green car?
But there's a yellow car there too.
The blue car on or down. So CDC down, you know about it up.
Then it says you can really see you.
We'll see you tomorrow. Thank God. Be nice.
I didn't even notice that one. You got it very smart, man.
But no, that's a rather modern bridge. I'm telling you.
Okay. All right.
You got it very smart.
I've been talking about as soon as you come in the plan, but our bridge
breakable coming for you.
It's not necessary. That bridge not necessary.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you very much, guys. Again, folks, Samson told Labra Pablito. I want to thank all of you again for sharing the show tonight. We had a wonderful, wonderful show, and I hope we will be on here tomorrow. Yeah, whatever. We'll be here on Mr. Soul Show tomorrow and have a wonderful conversation as well. I want to thank all of you, and I want to say good night to all of you, folks. Good night, folks. Good night. Bye-bye.